Yes, so joining me now is Education Minister Hekia Parata. Tēnā koe te minita.
Kia ora, tēnā.
Can I just start by saying very cute baby photo there? And quite a bit of hair in the 80s. Quite a bit of hair. So we've had a wonderful piece there into your personal life and into your whānau life. So how difficult has it been to manage your private life and your public life? How hard has it been to deal with issues like the audit on the Kohanga Reo, where your auntie, I tana tā whiwhirangi, is a board member and also quite central in the investigation that's going on?
I think it's always a challenge for those of us who live two lives, the public life and the private life. And it's also a challenge on your private family as well, because they see the full you and the public sees the snapshot that the media provides. In terms of Dame Miritana, I think she's a lot of people's aunts. She has earned that place in New Zealand society because she has spent most of her life working for the well-being of Māori, of whānau and the promotion of te reo. And I think it's really important not to lose sight of that.
But Kohanga Reo seems to be coming apart at the seams at the moment. It looks like it'll go under the mana of the Ministry of Education in the future. So what's your vision for Kohanga?
Well, first of all, I don't think Kohanga Reo is falling apart. There are 465 kohanga across New Zealand, catering to nearly 9,000 tamariki mokopuna, and they have lasted 30 years. They're a very enduring part of the education landscape.
But they're under a bit of turmoil at the moment.
The Trust Board is under challenge.
Numbers are declining amongst Kohanga Reo.
Well, yes, they still provide for 20% of all early childhood for Māori children. My vision is that we have good quality early childhood education, that the participation by Māori children increases, and it has done under our watch, and that we have strong and sustainable te reo Māori spoken from birth by our babies and our infants, and that it is a natural part of their world as they are citizens of the world, but from particular iwi.
Do you think that Kohanga could possibly become the problem child of the Minister of Education?
No, I don't think so at all. As I say, it's really important to recognise that there are kohanga doing great jobs up and down the country. There is a particular issue that we need to get sorted around accountability for public monies, and the Trust has been extremely cooperative in that process.
Now, you've had your fair share of controversies over the years, Hekia. You've even had to backtrack on a few of your decisions. Your critics have been calling for you to step down as Minister of Education for some time now. Have you ever thought of resigning?
No, I haven't. No, because I think that if people move beyond just the facile criticism to what the actual achievements are under our watch as a government over the last 4.5 years, and since I've been the Minister in nearly 2 years, what I would rather we did was focus on achievement, measurable and sustainable achievement, because we have moved from generalising what's wrong with Māori education to being really specific. Who are these children? Where are they? What are their needs? And what do we need to do to help them be successful?
So you're talking about achievement in Māori education. So give us some examples of what's improved in terms of Māori education under your watch as Minister.
Well, a number of things have improved. First of all, we have, on the negative side, we've reduced the frequency of truancy, and there are less numbers of stand-downs amongst Māori. We've increased the Māori participation in early childhood education. We have seen growth in NCEA 2 for school leavers, and we've also seen growth in NCEA 2 for 18-year-olds. We've seen higher achievement of first degrees at university, and we've seen wider participation by whānau in their schools. But we still have challenges. In order for us to get Māori to 85% of 18-year-olds, we need 24% more over the next 4 years. Now that's 6% per year, when we've managed to achieve in the last 2 years a 4% improvement.
So there are still a lot of challenges in terms of Māori and education, and we went out to the coalface. We went and spoke to some of our students about what they would want to see in terms of their education.
Ka pai.
And Miriam is going to present that for us now.
Oh, well, you've just taken all my words, Scotty. As Scotty said, earlier this week we invited teachers and students from Kura Kaupapa and mainstream to put forward questions and highlight issues for the Minister. Here's what they had to say.
E te mira te tēnā koe, ki te koe ngā raraunga, e eke ana ngā tamariki Kura Kaupapa Māori aho matua ki roto i ngā aromatawai a motu me ki NCEA. Hoi anō, me matua moe koe e tutuki ana, aha kua te ruarua, aha kua te iti o ngā rauemi. Nā reira, ki te whai take koe mō ngā tau kei te tūmai, tuatahi ko ngā rauemi kaunga nui.
For me, within Māori within mainstream schools, one of the things, I think the glaring or big issues that needs to be tackled is professional development in terms of biculturalism for what I call it mainstream schools. A lot of the decisions that are not made with the hearts and minds of students being the priority. And sometimes that the driving factor comes down to money, systems and bureaucracy.
Nā te maramara o ngā rauemi me ki hai e whakawhanake ana I tēnei mea o tō mātauranga. Me ki tākoha mai e rā rauemi kaunga, ka eke noa ngā mahi, ahako te paku noa ngā kura e ke tonu ana mātau, e whai ana tonu ana mātau tērā ara o te mātauranga, a te ara o te aho matua.
They say that many jobs of the future haven't been created yet, so I want to know what's your strategy to make sure that people like me are prepared for those jobs.
Engari ki te mahi tahi, ki te whakaaro tahi, ki te hoi tahi, kaore e kore e tutuki ana.
Mō ngā kura kaupapa Māori, ko te mana motuaki o ngā kura kaupapa Māori, ko te reo Māori me ona tikanga. Ko ngā whakahaerenga katoa, ko te reo me ona tikanga. Ko ngā koranga, ko te reo me ona tikanga. Engari kia haai, ko ngā whakamātautau, āroto āwaho, NCA, katoa mai, ke roto I te reo Pākehā.
Ko tēnei e ki atu, tēnā tākoha mai e nei mea, ka kitea mai koe I ngā hua. Tū te auru whakamaua kia tīna. Haumi e hui e. Tai ki e.
Right, back to Education Minister Hekia Parata. Now, Hekia, serious issues there. We heard the word kounga mentioned quite a bit, the quality, lack of high-quality resources, high-quality teachers, no textbooks in te reo Māori in terms of pūtaiao science and other subject areas like maths, pāngarau. How long will students be waiting for those kind of resources?
So first of all, quality is the key word here. Quality of teaching, quality of leadership leads to quality of learning. We know that that is the case, and that's why in Budget 2013 we've put $37.5 million into a quality teaching agenda. In terms of the resources that the young people were talking about there, again in Budget 2013 we've put significant money into supporting Kura Kaupapa, Kura Iwi. In fact, I met with te runanga nui o ngā Kura Kaupapa and I invited them to prioritise what it was they needed now to make a difference, but also what their growth strategy was for the future.
And have they done that yet? Have they provided you with a growth strategy?
They are working with the Ministry of Education, but I am keen to be able to target the resources. We've made nearly 200 scholarships available to attract more kaiako into Kura. We've provided funding to support kaiako already in Kura because we're told that that is the highest level of attrition. And we've invested 27 million into building on success, which is taking what has been really successful in kotahitanga, he kākano and other programs and made those available. So we are actually, I'm pleased to say, doing exactly what all these young people are asking
There's
for.
80% of our Māori kids in mainstream schools at the moment. Rhonda Tibble there raised the question, what is the ministry doing to educate teachers how to be the best teachers they can be for our Māori kids in mainstream education?
Well, we introduced Tātai Ako, which is specifically a curriculum about competencies that are required to be able to teach in a culturally intelligent way, and I'm pleased to say that a number of schools as well as training institutions are taking that up. We've funded the New Zealand Principals Federation to deliver a program they've called Te Akatea, which is to help primary school principals create a culture in their school that is focused on te tamaiti, right at the centre of everything.
Are those strategies working?
They're starting to work, but and we are very focused on how we get diverse teaching in a classroom that suits the particular children. But this is a partnership. It's a partnership between schools and Kura and the parents and whānau community, and it's how we strengthen that will lead to success.
And how do you monitor those particular those strategies? How do you monitor that?
Oh, we're monitoring them, I can tell you that now. We've established a very strong data framework since I became the minister. We know exactly that we have 124,100 Māori students in our system now. We know where they are at early childhood, primary, secondary and post-secondary, and we are using that to ensure that every school has an achievement profile that is focused on kids by name, because that will be what what makes the difference.
I just want to pick up on a question from Nadia, one of the students there. She said that governments say that many jobs in the future haven't been created yet. So what's your strategy to make sure that people like Nadia are prepared for those jobs?
It's called Te Marautanga o Aotearoa, or the national curriculum. New Zealand's curriculum is world leading for a start because it's bilingual and bicultural, but mainly because it focuses on equipping young people with skills and competencies. In our time, certainly in mine, it was much more about learning knowledge, but we know that knowledge changes and that young people are constantly creating knowledge. So the Marautanga is about skills, thinking, judgment, relationship management, communication and so forth, because we don't know the challenges they're going to face in the 21st century. So if they're equipped with skills, then they'll be able to make those judgments.
Minister, there is no doubt that you are passionate about this role, aren't you? You're very passionate.
I am.
And maybe that's all we need in terms of our Minister of Education. Thank you very much for your time this morning. We're very privileged to have you with us here on Marae Investigates. Nō reira, nei rā te mihi ki a koe, tēnā rā koe.
Kia ora,
Kia ora
tēnā
rā.
koe.